Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to do kind of a transformation, glam it all up. So in case you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell right down below so you'll be notified of all of my future uploads. So we're just going to jump right into this video and get started. So I'm actually going to use two primers today. So the first primer I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It just looks like this. Nice putty, and this stuff works amazing, especially after you used it a few times. It really is a lot easier to work with. So I'm just going to spread this on, and I just get about that much on the finger for each side, and then just work it in. And I mainly focus it right in here where I have my larger pores. And just bring any extra around the face. So the next primer we're going to use is the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Luminous Face Primer, and this is the shade Radiant Nude. So I'm just going to use a few pumps of this on my face. Just going to do one pump on this side and one pump on the other side. And we'll just use a wet beauty blender to blend it all out. And this stuff smells so good. It just smells like watermelons. It's so nice. So this is just going to give a little radiant glow. It doesn't really fill in the pores as much as it just gives a glow to the face. Gosh, I love the smell of this. I love watermelon scent. It just reminds me of the watermelon Smuckers from when I was younger. It's just such a pretty scent. Just, you can see it just gives the skin a nice little glow to it, which I really like for like glamming up. For foundation, we're going to use the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. So it looks like this, and I am shade Y305 in this. So this just gives, I have the glow already down. This just gives a really nice finish to the face, and it's very full coverage, which I like when I'm doing like super glam. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the face. Just a couple lines on either side. Like a little bit on the chin. Down the nose. A little bit on the forehead. And you can always go in with more of this if you need to after. That should be a good amount for me. Just gonna blend this all out. And we will bring it down the neck a little bit just to match up. But my skin pretty much tans very evenly. My hands might be a little tanner sometimes, but my neck and my face tan about the same amount because I put my face SPF foundation, like I'll use my foundation down, or I have a face sunscreen for if I'm going to the pool or anything that I just bring all down my neck, and it really helps it. Just gonna keep blending this out. I love how easy it is to blend out foundation with a beauty blender, and it just gives your skin the smoothest looks. So if you can just look, and this just smooths out my skin. It covers up all the blemishes. Like I had a blemish right here, and it just covers it up, which is perfect for a glam look. You want a foundation that's gonna do that. At least I do. Next up for concealer, this is like a cult fave right now, is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. Looks like this. So I'm medium sand. So we'll put this under the eyes. And then along the nose. And just bring it down the face so it really evens out the skin. you hear that growling, that is my dog's playing in the background. The little one thinks she's a big dog, and the big dog lets her think she's a big dog. So, as long as they're being good, I'll let them play. Just keep blending, blending, blending. So the stuff you do want to work with right away, because it will definitely dry if you sit around and not work with it. I make the weirdest faces when I'm blending this out under my eyes. I'm telling you, it's just weird, weird faces. Next up, I'm going to use a darker shade of that e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Deep Chestnut to do cream contour. So I really just contour here, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit on my nose. So I'll show you how I do that. Just put a little bit, and this stuff goes a long way. You really don't need that much of it. And then just like a tiny bit on the nose. And I like to do the nose pretty fast, or else it starts getting stuck there, and it's a lot harder to blend it on the nose for some reason if you let this sit for a while. So I'll blend it out, and I just use a brush. So this is actually a large shader brush from Luxie that I use to blend out. And then I'm going to blend out the rest of it. So on this side, I blend it out under my eyes. So I'm just going to turn it and use this side to blend out this. And just run it along. You kind of want to stay in that line so it just stays right where you want that contour to be placed. And you can already see the magic it does to the cheekbones. So I might put a little too much on, so that's why I like. So my camera decided to stop recording while I was blending out the contour, cream contour, so I just finished blending out. So then I have a trick that I do with the nose. So I take the side that I blended out under the eyes, and I just dab it along just to make that more seamless. I'm just gonna make sure there's no creasing under the eyes before we put powder on, so that it's not a creasy mess. So for powder, we're gonna use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in the shade Butter. It's a shade. It's got this nice little sifter cap on it, which I really like in powders. We're just gonna tap a little bit, so just tap a little bit out. So you don't need too much. I don't use a ton of powders unless I'm gonna bake. I'm not gonna bake today. So I'm just gonna take JH07 brush from Morphe and just bring it under the eye and just kind of dab this out. Bring it on the eyelid. Bring it down the nose. So I really pack it on wherever I put that concealer. And I'm going to take a JH02 brush from Morphe and just wipe away all the excess powder. And then I just take whatever's left in the lid. So I usually don't have that much left, well, about that. And I just dab in the brush and run it around everywhere else that there wasn't powder. Just to set all the makeup. I prefer to do it this way. I know a lot of people will just use like their bronzers and other things to set where the cream contour is, but I just like using a neutral, like translucent color to do that. So that is the base makeup, and so now we're gonna move on to the eyes. And I love doing eyeshadow looks, it's just so much fun. So we're gonna use the Nudie Patootie palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles. I love the shades in this. They're just so pretty. Do so many different looks. It's got some yellows, some pinks, just very me colors, I guess I would say. So I really do like this palette, and I go to it when I'm trying to do a glam look. So I'm gonna zoom you in so that you can see up close on the eyes. Now that we're nice and zoomed in, we're gonna start off with a JH30 brush, and I'm just gonna go into this undress shade. Actually, no, I'm gonna go into streaking first. And just take that all over the eye. Just go all over the eye with this shade. Just to get like a neutral color down that can work. I know I put the setting powder on, but this is just what I do. Next up, we're going to take a JH32 brush right here, and we're gonna go into the strips of this mustardy yellow color. It's so pretty, and we're gonna deepen up that crease with this color. Just take that on. I'm just gonna really deepen up. So I pack it on the corner and just start bringing it in. I really do love mustardy colors. They're really pretty for a ton of skin tones. Especially my skin tone. I really like mustard colors in my skin tone. I think that just deepens that crease up, but not make it so dark to where you're going crazy. So let's work this on the other eye. Just pack on the corner. Kind of bring it in. My poor baby boy, he can't fit under the bed, so the little one goes under the bed with the bone and steals the bones. He just gets so sad because he loves chewing on bones. He gets so upset. My poor little boy. Oh, gushy goose, you're a share boy. Next up, we are going to go in with a JH33 brush. It just looks like this. And we're going to go into that bear shade. So it's like this peachy shade. I really like the combination of the mustard and the peachy shade. It just looks really pretty. Going with that, just again dab it on the corner and just start bringing it in. And I like to like double go in with this color because these shades are so pigmented. You only really need to dip your brush in once to get like deep colors, but this color is just so pretty. I like to really exaggerate it. Bring this on the other eye. Love this shade, it's so pretty. And I do love how this palette has like, it reminds me of like spring through fall. Like you can really use this palette all year long. It's not very wintry shades. I guess you could use more of the silvers and stuff. Like there's like this silvery more looking shade, but you don't necessarily need to. I don't really go all out, or if I do, I have another Laura palette for that I love for Christmas time. So next up, we are gonna go in with a JH40 brush, and we're gonna go into this reveal shade down here. It's like this brown shade, and we're just gonna deepen up the outer V. We're not gonna go too dark with the eye, but we're gonna deepen it up. Just take that and then just pack it on to the outer V. So I really like to pack the outer V first, and then I'll bring it in more into the crease just to have those shades melt together. Let's do that to the other eye. And then I like to go back in before we do the shimmer shade with the JH32 brush, so the one that had that mustardy shade, and just run it along the top part just to soften that all up. So right now you see this is like nice and soft looking, and this more harshness. I just like to run it along there just to soften it all up. And then next up, I love glitter shades. So we're gonna go into this Jaybird shade, and I'm just gonna use my fingers. So these two shades in her palette, in the palette right here, you really do want to use your finger. They just work better with them. So this is like a goldeny pinky shade. It's so pretty, like coppery. Focus, my finger. It looks like that. We're just gonna pack this all on to the eyelid. And it does have a little bit of fallout with any glitter shade, but that doesn't bother me. If you don't want as much fallout, you can use a glitter primer. Like NYX makes a really good one that you can use, but I don't mind a little bit of fallout. I kind of bring it up right here, like 3/4 of the way. Just pack that on to the other eye. Like, look at that glitter shade. It is so pretty. It's gonna even out these glitters. And then I like to go back in with that JH33 brush that we used for that peachy shade and just run it along the top just to make it so it's nice and pretty along the top. You don't have any loose glitter going everywhere. And then I just take a big fluffy brush and wipe away. So next up, we are going to do the lower lash line. So we're going to take JH43, so it's just this flat top brush, and we're going to go into that reveal shade, which is the shade we used on the outer V. Just take it along here and just run it along the lower lash line. And then we're going to take that JH33 that we had the peachy shade and just buff that out so it's not a harsh line. And I don't add any extra product to this brush. I just use what is on it just to buff it out. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Topless right here. So it's this pinky shade, so it goes really well with the sparkly shade that is all over the lid. Just gonna take that, just bring it in to the inner corner. And you can just see how much that makes the eye pop with that sparkly shade right there versus this one. So we'll do that on the other eye. Next up, I'm going to take a ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Get Paid. It's a nice like coppery shade for the waterline. So just gonna take that in and run it along the waterline. And these liners are so pigmented, like that color just pops right away. So as you can see, I just have that a nice color and it matches really good with the eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. Looks like this. And we're just going to do the thinnest shade. The thinnest line, not the thinnest shade, on my upper lash line so that the falsies will blend seamlessly into my real lashes. I'm just going to do that real quick. So I love this. It just has this nice little brush. Why is it not focusing? Lordy. There you can see it has a nice little brush tip. We're just gonna run that real quickly. My real lashes are actually really long, so I always have a little bit of a difficult time with liner because my real lashes want to be like, no! Tiny, tiny line. I love this liner. It is so pigmented and so easy to work with. If my lashes cooperate. See, just a thin little baby line. So next up, I'm gonna, while this dries a little bit before we put on the falsies, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. So I don't really do I do them whenever, because all I do is I run the Busy Gal Brow through it, and this is the shade Medium Brown, and I just run that through my eyebrows so it doesn't really get it messed up to where you have to use concealer to fix it. So just I run this real quick through. And see, it just like puts them in place and just fills in the sparse areas because I naturally have really good eyebrows, thankfully. So I don't have to do a lot to them, which is nice. On the day-to-day, I don't do my eyebrows. And when I glam, I just run a brow gel through it. And I wax and pluck my own eyebrows. I have gone to laces before, but they end up overdoing them and just, it doesn't give the right shape. So I prefer to do it myself, honestly. So if you'd like to see a video of how I do that, let me know down below. It'll be a little bit before I just did them, so just let me know if you would like to see a video on how I do that. Okay, next up I'm going to use the shade Stark, so it's this nice white one just beneath the brow bone, just to make it pop. We're gonna use a JH42 brush, so the same brush I used in the inner corner, and I just have a color switch that I just ran this brush through so it didn't have all that pinky shade in it. Just see the brow bone, and just look how much this brow and eye pops compared to this one when you put that on. So I'm gonna go put some lashes on. Actually, I'll show you which lashes I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna put them on and be right back. So I'm gonna use the Lashaholic lashes in Instaglam that I got in my BoxyCharm box. So if you watched that video, you saw that I was gonna use them in an upcoming video to show you how they look. So this is a video. So I'm gonna put them on and show you what they look like. Whew. So here is what the lashes look like. They are so pretty and like fluttery. So I'm gonna let them dry and finish up the rest of my face. So I'm gonna zoom you back out to see that. So we're gonna go into the Too Faced Natural Face palette. I love this palette for all my face looks, so it's great for glamming. Goodness, if I can open it. So I'm gonna go in just with a fluffy brush. We're gonna go in and mix Tropic Like It's Hot and Sunny Honey. So with this, I literally like dab in because it is so pigmented. Just take it and run it along. See how much pigment comes off, and I barely tapped my brush in. So that's why I love this palette. Just bring it up on top. And I love that it has the matte and the shimmer bronzer because I love both. And with these, I mix them to get the perfect shade for me. The Tropic Like It Hot is a little pinky undertone for me, so I mix it with the Sunny Honey and it's the perfect shade. Just take this in and bronze up the face. Oh, I love this bronzer, and it smells so good. This palette just is amazing. Just keep running this on, and then I'm gonna go in with a Y11 brush from Morphe. They don't make the Gilded collection anymore, but the brush I use to set my under eyes is the same brush. I just have this one still. So I'm gonna go just into Sunny Honey with this brush, and we're gonna contour out the cheekbones with this. Just make the fishy lips just to see where to contour. And the other side. And then I'm going to take that brush that we use to do the cream contour on the nose and take Sunny Honey and do the nose again, just to make sure it's perfectly contoured. So then I take the brush that I use to set my under eyes and I just tap along where I did that powder contour, just so that it makes it all seamless and just all pretty. So back into the Natural Face palette, we're gonna use the blushes. So I love both these blush shades, so I always mix them together. I just think they look really good. And again, you barely need any, so I tap this on and then I'll rub. So I really just tap into both shades a little bit and then put this on, and it is so pretty. And I do smile so that I can see exactly where to place it, and just so pretty. Okay, and back into the palette because why not? I'm gonna go into the Satin Sheets highlighter. We're just gonna use this all over. So I'm gonna use a JH09 brush for this. Just place this highlighter like that. Is so pretty. Like, see how blinding that highlighter is. And this just has, it looks pink in the pan. Like, it looks way more pink than this shade, but this shade is actually more pink and this is more golden when it comes out. I don't know why, but that's just how it looks when it comes out to me. Down the nose and on the cupid's bow. Just look at that shine. I love shiny, glittery highlighters. They just love this palette. Get it if you do not have this palette. It is so good for your face, and it's great for traveling because you got your bronzer, your contour, your blush, and your highlighter all in one. Okay. So now we're gonna do a setting spray. I always do my setting spray before I do my mascara or my lips, just because I think when I do my setting spray before, I used to do it, my mascara would get everywhere and I just like to do it. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is the best setting spray, hands down. There's not a better setting spray out there. There's others that I like, but not as much. And I probably spray a little too much, but it's okay. So for the lips, I love this lip product that I'm going to use. I use them all the time, like all the time. So for a lip liner, I'm going to use the NYX retractable lip liner in the shade Nude. So it just looks like this. Super, super affordable too. Like, it is the most affordable lip liner I think there's out there other that's worth it. So I'm just going to line my lips. I need a mirror to go closer up. If you can see, I have the scar right here, so I just go like this down the middle and along the side, just to fake that the rest of my lips are as big as my little scar that I have. And then along the top. And I love retractable lip liners just because you don't have to sharpen them, and I hate sharpening pencils and all that because they also feel so hard on my lips whenever I do that. So I like retractable eyeliners too. It's just my thing. And then we are going to use, for liquid lipstick, the Laura Lee Los Angeles liquid lipstick in Pouty Nice. This is hands down my favorite liquid lipsticks. She has 6 different shades and I love them all. Pouty Nice I think is my favorite shade, but I love all of the shades and they last so long. Like, look at that color. I literally dipped it in once and took it out, and this is the amount of color you get. It's great. So for mascara, my tried and true mascara is the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. So I love this mascara. I use it all the time, and I'm just gonna put it to blend in my falsies and on my lower lash line. So I actually don't use as much when I'm blending in my falsies. I literally just go over it real quick just to blend it in. So this is the completed glam look that I got. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you're subscribed so you can see all my videos coming up. Make sure you check out my Instagram. It's m.hartman5 so you can see everything I post on there and see when new videos are coming up if you're not clicking the bell. And I post more things than I post on YouTube. Just easier posting pictures all the time than making whole videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you soon in my next videos. Bye.